prepare very well. I will do my best.
So you're gonna use knockout or points?
We'll see. We don't know that.
You prepare for knockout, I think.
I prepare for fight.
Thank you so much.
Artur Beterbiev has checked Dmitry Bivol at a live press conference. Beterbiev remains tight-lipped about his secret strategy to take down Dmitry Bivol in their upcoming clash. Bivol is set to defend the WBA title he claimed in 2017, while Beterbiev brings his IBF, WBC, and WBO belts to the line in the highly anticipated four-crown showdown, taking place during the Riyadh season opening ceremony. Both fighters enter the eagerly awaited showdown with flawless records. Beterbiev standing at 20-0, while Bivol, fresh off his June win against Malik Zanad, remains undefeated at 23-0. As Beterbiev gets ready to stake everything on the line against Bivol, he is playing it close to the vest. He said, "You know, in all my past fights, I have never revealed these things. Why do I need to tell you these things now? Everyone asks this. It is a little secret in our team. We have some different scenarios to do and to prepare for." He further added, "We are thinking about how it is going to go in the beginning, the middle, and the end of the fight. We always try to discuss different scenarios, prepare for different scenarios, but we never tell journalists. We will keep quiet too. I want to win the fight, yes, but do not tell anyone. When someone does trash talk, I just smile." Beterbiev, undefeated in all 20 bouts by knockout, aims to extend his perfect streak with another explosive performance this Saturday. Beterbiev has no interest in a verbal altercation, even if the two are expected to trade blows over the weekend. "I have never done trash talk in my boxing career, and I don't want to start now, you know," Beterbiev added. He further added, "It is not my style. Maybe it comes from when I was an amateur, because I remember when I was an amateur, there was a period where the head coach of the national team would not let us do interviews after a fight. They did not want us to talk with the journalists during the tournament. After the tournament, yes, but not during the tournament. Maybe it comes from there. I don't know. I understand it is good for promo and everything." Artur Beterbiev is a living testament to what's possible when you refine your abilities to their peak. The Russian-Canadian powerhouse has carved an impeccable path in the boxing world. His accolades speak volumes: an amateur world title, an undefeated professional record, and 3 championship belts at light heavyweight. And his journey is far from over. Though he's the one basking in the spotlight, adorned with fame and gold, his success is far from a solo effort. Behind him stands a dedicated team, his trainer and his cornermen, who deserve equal credit. If you're curious about how this collective effort shaped a fierce warrior from Khasavyurt, keep scrolling to uncover the full story. At 39, Beterbiev expresses deep appreciation for the guidance of his trainer, Mark Ramsey. Under Ramsey's mentorship, Beterbiev has honed his skills and embraced an aggressive, powerful fighting style that has propelled him to extraordinary success in the ring. Ramsey's journey in boxing began as an amateur before he transitioned to coaching in 1995. His rise to prominence was marked by his role with the Canadian national team between 2000 and 2004, and again in 2010, where he played a pivotal role in Jean-Pascal's journey to the Athens Olympic Games and later to the WBC light heavyweight title. However, it is his partnership with Beterbiev that truly solidified Ramsey's status as a renowned figure in the boxing world. Ramsey has expressed nothing but admiration for his star pupil, Beterbiev. Reflecting on Beterbiev's victory in 2017 when he clinched the IBF title, Ramsey noted, "His discipline is remarkable. When it's time to train, he trains. It's not magic that he has become a world champion. This guy's special. Every single thing he does in his life, it's for his boxing career. Everything he puts in his mouth, the hours he sleeps. He's always in great shape." But Ramsey is not alone in his endeavor. He obtained his PhD in physical education from the esteemed University of Physical Education in Warsaw, known for its exceptional programs. With a lifelong commitment to high-performance sports, Kulesa has transitioned to nurturing and guiding the next generation through teaching and coaching. Over the years, he has played a pivotal role in the success of numerous athletes at the Olympic and professional levels, mentoring notable figures such as Eric Lucas, Lucien Butte, Leonard Doran, Joachim Alcini, and Otis Grant. Onber wears multiple hats as the owner of a gym, a trainer, a manager, and the CEO of Rival Boxing Gear. His extensive career as an analyst has allowed him to collaborate with notable figures in the world of professional boxing, including champions like Deontay Wilder, Vasyl Lomachenko, and Alexander Usyk. Beterbiev trains at Rival Boxing Gear's gym in Montreal, where he receives support from his longtime team of Onber, Kulesa, and Ramsey. Together, they are fine-tuning his skills materials in preparation for his upcoming bout against Dmitry Bivol on October 12th at Kingdom Arena. This cohesive group has worked alongside Beterbiev for years, and he places his complete faith in their insights, training methods, and strategy as he aims to become the first undisputed light heavyweight champion of the four-belt era. Meanwhile, Teddy Atlas has gone against the normal predictions for Artur Beterbiev's upcoming showdown with Dmitry Bivol. Both fighters enter the ring undefeated and in peak condition, yet their paths to this moment have been marked by distinct styles that have consistently secured their success. As both fighters aim to mirror the legacy of Roy Jones Jr., the last undisputed light heavyweight champion from 1999, maintaining their signature fighting styles will be crucial to their success. Atlas, once Mike Tyson's trainer, has earned a reputation as one of boxing's most esteemed commentators. While Beterbiev may possess the overwhelming strength, Atlas confidently predicts that it will be Bivol who emerges victorious by stoppage. Atlas mentioned that Beterbiev was slowing down, noting that he was cutting more easily. He pointed out that Beterbiev was 38 years old with 300 amateur fights, along with many tough professional bouts, and that age was catching up to him, as no one could beat Father Time. While he wouldn't completely rule out Beterbiev, acknowledging his power, character, and pride, Atlas expressed that he saw Bivol as a solid favorite. He believed there was a strong possibility Bivol could stop Beterbiev late in the fight, either due to cuts or a relentless barrage of punches, given that Beterbiev wasn't particularly strong defensively. In such a scenario, Atlas suggested that the referee or Beterbiev's corner might need to stop the fight.
He's slowing down.
Am I seeing that correctly, that
he's
Bivol-
cutting up easier,
Yeah.
and he's 38 years old. He's had 300 amateur fights, as I said earlier. A lot of tough fights in the pros. Listen, he's he's aging. Nobody beats Father Time.
After the fight this weekend, I know you had Bivol with a slight advantage. After the fight against Yarde, do you have Bivol as a bigger favorite or closer to even after this latest outing from Beterbiev?
I never will rule out Beterbiev. He's got power.
Completely
he's got
agree.
character.
But if you had to make a
he's
line,
got pride.
yeah, before and after.
Listen, I got Bivol. I got Bivol a solid favorite for me.
Yeah.
My line's going to be different than someone else's, but for me,
Yep.
I got him a solid favor. That I'll go all the way out, like I always go all the way out on the limb.
The undefeated pair is hailed as two of the finest pound-for-pound fighters globally, yet they showcase contrasting approaches in the ring. Beterbiev is celebrated for his devastating knockout ability, while Bivol is known for his well-rounded and versatile skill set. It's like I did everything right in my life because this is my goal, this is my dream, and the dream could come true. Of course, it will show me that I was doing right, Bivol told Sky Sports. He further added, "The main thing is that I realize my potential. I have a plan. I want to reach this goal and all of it. That people will recognize me. People will remember me. I will get some belts. It's just a bonus. This is the two best light heavyweight fighters in the world. It's the undisputed fight and it's two different boxing styles. Two guys that don't know what a loss is." Bivol later said, "This fight would be on my wish list to watch. All undisputed fights I want to watch because it's what makes history. We have a lot of world championship fights, but undisputed fights we could count on our two hands." Matthew Macklin, a pundit on Sky Sports, thinks Beterbiev will defeat Bivol because of his superior strength. Macklin told Sky Sports News, "Everyone I speak to, they all say, 'Who are you picking?' And I say Beterbiev, but they all say, 'No, it's Bivol,' all day. I totally get it. You can make a strong case for either. For me, I just think Beterbiev with 20 knockouts. He's not just a massive puncher, he's a very good fighter, ring general, cuts the ring off." He further added, "He's going to be a tough man to keep off for 12 rounds. Bivol is a master boxer, great feet in and out, but can he do it for the full 12 rounds against Beterbiev? If he does, I'll be the first man to shake his hand. He's a master boxer and has great feet." Bivol boasts an unblemished record of 23 wins in his professional career, with his most distinguished triumph occurring in 2022 against the formidable Saul Canelo Alvarez, renowned for his knockout power. Macklin added, "Sometimes he keeps it quite basic, but he does it excellently. You're going to burn up a lot of nervous energy when you're facing a puncher like Beterbiev, who's so good with his feet. He doesn't overcommit where you can tie him up. He keeps that perfect distance where you're constantly under threat, constantly having to react, and he's not too far away where he can still pounce on you. So I would go with Beterbiev, but I know a lot of people I respect are picking Bivol. This matchup not only promises an epic showdown, but could also crown one of them as the undisputed champion. Amidst the anticipation, speculation is swirling about a potential rematch with former undisputed super middleweight champion Canelo Alvarez. Cinnamon recently secured a decisive unanimous decision victory against former top contender Edgar Berlanga on September 14th. On that same day, it emerged that Canelo is eyeing a rematch with Bivol, tentatively scheduled for May 2025, contingent on his success against Beterbiev on October 12th. Nevertheless, in a recent conversation with Fight Hub TV, Bivol indicated that the prospect of a rematch is no longer on the table. In a recent interview, a reporter inquired about Dmitry Bivol's future aspirations after potentially securing all the titles in the 175-pound category. The discussion naturally turned to a possible rematch with Canelo Alvarez, who has expressed interest in challenging him once again. Bivol, however, remained focused on his upcoming fight, saying, "I don't think about Canelo because I have my fight." It's notable that following Bivol's triumph over Canelo Alvarez in 2022, there were talks of a potential rematch, but those plans ultimately fell through. Canelo pointed to various reasons for his performance in that match, notably a wrist injury he had suffered prior to facing Bivol. He subsequently underwent surgery after his third encounter with Gennady Golovkin, which marked the beginning of a successful run with 3 straight victories. Following the postponement, Bivol disclosed that he had been anticipating a rematch with Canelo, but had eventually become weary of the lack of action. About Canelo, we had 1.5 years waiting. Does he want to fight, or he doesn't want to fight? It was only talks and nothing actions. Nothing any negotiations at all. It's just a closed subject, Bivol told the reporter. Still, Bivol didn't completely rule out the possibility of facing Canelo again, adding, "I'm busy now with the Beterbiev, and we will see what will happen." In the interim, Bivol has disclosed who of Beterbiev and Canelo he believes to be the more formidable opponent. In January of this year, Bivol sat down for an interview with Matchroom Boxing, where he openly compared his next challenger to his past adversary, Canelo Alvarez. He explained, "To be honest, I believe this is the hardest test. Why? Because he's stronger. I know he's physically stronger than Canelo." The undefeated Russian fighter highlighted that while Beterbiev frequently receives accolades for his knockout power, his remarkable technique is often underestimated. This combination makes Beterbiev not only a formidable opponent, but also a highly versatile one. Impressively, he boasts a flawless 100% knockout rate, having floored top-tier opponents such as Joe Smith Jr. and Anthony Yard. A key source of anticipation for this matchup lies in the clash of Beterbiev's powerful, aggressive approach with Bivol's nimble footwork. This contrast has solidified both fighters' positions at the pinnacle of the light heavyweight division. The opening bell will ring with high stakes, as both Beterbiev and Bivol put their unbeaten records on the line. Beterbiev, in particular, aims to maintain his flawless knockout record while facing off against a formidable opponent, former WBC light heavyweight champion Alexander Gvozdyk, who faced Beterbiev in 2019, offered a vital piece of advice to Bivol as he prepares for the most significant fight of his career. Stay clear of the explosive power that resides in the unified light heavyweight champion's fists. Gvozdyk told Round 8 Boxing, "Don't let him punch you and work your backside hard. Run away because it's not a good idea to stay against the ropes against him." 5 years ago, Gvozdyk faced Beterbiev in Philadelphia, where he struggled as the fight progressed. In a decisive round 10, Beterbiev sent him to the canvas 3 times, ultimately leading to the referee halting the match. Beterbiev aims to deliver a performance akin to his previous triumphs when he faces Bivol in a highly anticipated showdown. This match tops an impressive undercard that includes a British heavyweight title rematch between Fabio Wardley and Fraser Clark, alongside appearances from Chris Eubank Jr., Ben Whitaker, and WBC women's featherweight champion Sky Nicholson. Meanwhile, David Benavidez is now supporting a man who has already defeated the Mexican to win his next bout because he thinks he can overcome Canelo Alvarez. The bout has the boxing world divided since Bivol's technique will be up against Beterbiev's sheer force. Despite those noteworthy triumphs, Bivol has the most experience and is the most well-known opponent due to his 2022 matchup with Canelo. Retaining his world title proved to be too much for Bivol, and a victory over Beterbiev will only elevate his already high stature in the sport. Benavidez, a 175-pound contender, is the most recent well-known boxer to weigh in on the bout. He believes Bivol will win. Following his reign as the super middleweight world champion, Benavidez had set his sights on a bout with Canelo. However, it seems his attention has shifted to his new weight class, positioning him as an eager spectator for the upcoming clash between Beterbiev and Bivol. "I think Bivol has a slight edge, but I don't know," said Benavidez when discussing the fight with pro boxing fans. He added, "It's a 50-50 fight. It's going to be a great fight, but I think Bivol might take off with a victory." After learning about Artur Beterbiev's sparring exploits with Dmitry Bivol, Regis Prograis is rooting for the unified light heavyweight champion to win this weekend. The outcome, which pits Beterbiev's force against Bivol's remarkable ability, has divided the boxing community. Prograis, set to face Jack Catterall on DAZN later this month, holds both fighters in high regard. However, he finds himself favoring Beterbiev in what promises to be one of the most exciting bouts of 2024. Prograis said, "I'm picking Beterbiev, but only because I was in Vegas and spoke to someone who sparred with him. He said, 'Oh man, that dude. Sparring 4 rounds with him is like fighting 20 rounds. He's like a monster. He sparred him and Bivol. He was like, Beterbiev is a killer, an absolute monster. So I would lean towards Beterbiev." Earlier this year, Paul Smith watched with worry as his brother Callum attempted to overcome Artur Beterbiev. The duo launched the highly anticipated fight calendar for 2024, and it was Beterbiev who claimed victory, marking the first time he had halted the Liverpool fighter. Many in the boxing community believed Smith could pull off a major upset after a successful run in the super middleweight division, where he held the world champion title before facing Canelo Alvarez. Rebuilding impressively at 175 pounds, Smith was anticipated to challenge Beterbiev. However, he struggled to cope with the unified champion's relentless pressure and knockout power, leading to the fight being halted in the 7th round. When Beterbiev fights Dmitry Bivol live on DAZN this weekend, he hopes to establish himself as the unchallenged champion at light heavyweight from Saudi Arabia. Smith, a former world title challenger and British champion, understands the pinnacle of boxing after competing against Andre Ward. Having observed Beterbiev closely, he predicts that Beterbiev will emerge victorious on October 12th. "I can't see past Beterbiev," said Smith when speaking to Boxing News. He added, "Bivol's quality. He's really, really good. Having seen Beterbiev up close a couple of times, I side with Beterbiev. I think he'll eventually get to him, but it's not a foregone conclusion by any stretch." As he prepares for the greatest bout of his career, Hasim Rahman feels that Artur Beterbiev's boxing abilities have been overlooked. Regarded as one of the most fearsome fighters in the world, Beterbiev has forged his reputation through his powerful punches. While his intimidating presence commands attention, there are many other admirable traits to appreciate in Beterbiev, though some of these may be overshadowed when he's compared to Bivol. Like Beterbiev, the boxer who defeated Canelo Alvarez is a skilled fighter who has shown great promise on his path to the world crown. Rahman, the former heavyweight champion of the world, remains deeply engaged with the sport in which he once thrived. He has also played a crucial role in shaping the career of his son, Hasim Rahman Jr., a promising heavyweight prospect. Always ready to share his thoughts on major fights, Rahman has weighed in on this Saturday's bout that has divided the entire boxing community. Artur Beterbiev has excellent boxing skills. He had a tremendous amateur background and went to 2 Olympics, said Rahman when speaking to Fight Hype. He added, "Nobody has brought it out yet because his power is so devastating. That rules everything. Bivol, if he makes Beterbiev box, he'll beat him. He's a better fighter. I do think Bivol has better footwork, but I think Beterbiev has the ability to cut the ring off and make him fight. If you're telling me that Bivol is not going to get hit by Beterbiev, if you're not telling me that, then you're not telling me anything I want to hear because he's going to lose." Although it's difficult to guess who will win, past champion Roy Jones Jr. at that weight made his prediction in an interview with TalkSport. Jones Jr. feels we're in for an interesting evening, but thinks one boxer has a tiny advantage over the other. He said, "That's a very, very good fight, and I have a hard time predicting it. I've heard that the guys have sparred a few times, and one of them may have gotten the better of the other, but I don't know. In theory, if I didn't know that they had sparred before, I would pick Bivol, because Beterbiev is a puncher, and if he can hit Bivol, he'll knock him out for sure, because to me, Beterbiev is one of the best pound-for-pound punchers this game has ever seen." Jones Jr. went on to say that if Beterbiev could hurt Bivol with his punches and manage to catch him, he would have a chance. However, he emphasized that many overlooked the fact that Beterbiev had already been knocked down 3 or 4 times. According to Jones, this was often the weakness of strong punchers. They don't take punches as well as they give them. He pointed out examples like Julian Jackson, who was a superb puncher, but was taken out by fighters like Gerald McClellan and Mike McCullum. Jones noted that these fighters didn't defeat Jackson by decision, but by knocking him out, as he could deliver powerful punches but couldn't take them as effectively. He added, "So that being said, Beterbiev is a good puncher, but I don't know if he takes a good punch because he's been down 3 or 4 times in nearly 20 fights. If you've been down that much in 20 fights, there's a problem there. I really think Bivol has the advantage, and I'll go with him. Boxing expert Johnny Nelson thinks Dmitry Bivol's undefeated streak can be broken by Artur Beterbiev. Beterbiev faced Alexander Usyk during their amateur days, and their bout was a fierce display of relentless determination. Beterbiev was unyielding, refusing to back down, and Nelson believes he will adopt the same approach in their next encounter. In the pages of a dictionary, if there were a definition for the ideal boxer, an embodiment of a true warrior, it would undoubtedly feature one of these two fighters. They epitomize the essence of combat, standing resolute and unwavering. Neither will ever retreat. Nelson added, one fighter aims to outmaneuver and outsmart his opponent, while the other plans to power through like a force of nature. This matchup promises to be a thrilling battle. However, I'm backing Beterbiev, as I believe he's the genuine article. He's a terrific attacking fighter, seldom takes a backward step. There's no trickery that baffles him. Nelson believes Bivol will attempt to outbox him, but it won't be effective. Beterbiev will absorb the punches, using his defense to weather the storm. He'll gauge Bivol's power, and after taking a hit, respond almost immediately. He'll momentarily shield himself before unleashing a flurry of 3, 4, or even 5 punches, relentless in his attack and refusing to let up. Nelson added, I don't anticipate anything less than a round 13 showdown between Fabio Wardley and Fraser Clark. This match is bound to continue unfolding. Last week we hosted a gloves are off segment with them, and while there's no animosity, their professionalism shines through. For Clark, this fight is pivotal. He knows he can't afford a loss to Wardley. The fight was intense from the very start. Wardley applied relentless, unyielding pressure. Clark, though relatively new to the pro scene, held his ground and fought with heart. Both fighters were visibly drained, yet the speed and stamina they showed for heavyweights was unreal. Deep down, Clark had to tell himself, I'm not losing, when he fell down. It takes a lot for a fighter to believe they will experience everything once more. That's why Nelson refers to it as round 13. Clark needs to realize his mistakes. He needs to recognize his mistakes. He faced an unprecedented question in his career as a professional. Was he capable of maintaining that pace in the ring as a fighter? Wardley has first-hand experience in the trenches. From his perspective, Clark is under greater strain than he is. Wardley is trying for the stoppage because he thinks this fight will not last. Both fighters possess the ability to knock each other out, as we've witnessed. While Wardley seemed to be the more powerful puncher, Clark deserves recognition for stepping up to face a different challenge. This duel promises to be exciting. One of the very few fighters in such a strong position without any titles is Chris Eubank Jr. You'd like to see him spar. Nelson added, the enigmatic aura surrounding him isn't rooted in his words, but rather in the silence he cultivates. He possesses a straightforward demeanor. Much like his father, there's an undeniable quality to him that evokes either deep admiration or strong aversion. I believe we haven't seen the best of him yet. Make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one.